Thank you.
Excited. You're mine.
Here I come! Rising Sun! Infernal Torrent!
More incoming. Hear me.
Take this! It's over!
Feel.
Sword Rain Alpha! Swallow Blade! Try this!
Here goes.
Infernal Torrent!
A banana. Where's the healing art?
Okay, here I go! Take this! You finish!
Reload.
Zaku! Stunner!
First aid.
You're my... Eat dirt!
Here goes.
Here I come!
Light astral energy. Lightning
Swallow
down.
Blade!
Thunderblade. Searing flame. Reload.
Take this!
I'll cover you. Light astral
Okay,
energy.
here I go! Strike!
There.
Swallow Blade!
And again. Yes.
Infernal Torrent!
I'm out of ammo. Banana. First aid. Raging cascade. Watch and
Take
feel.
it! More?
I'll be saving this. Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning.
It's gonna attack!
Right. Watch out. More with that. From here.
Take this!
Lightning
It's
descent.
over.
Burning strike.
Lightning
Thunderblade.
thrust! You'll pay for that! Mirage! Infernal Torrent!
Energy. Raging cascades. In
Here
here.
I come!
Let's get you all tucked away.
I'm not feeling so
Magic
great.
is there.
You're
Brave
right!
Lancer.
Can't move! I'm gonna need more than that.
Raging cascades.
Strike!
now.
Try harder!
Light
You're
astral
mine!
energy. All right. It's showtime. Thunderblade.
Strike! Swallow Blade! Sword Rain Alpha!
Lightning descent. Thunderblade.
Infernal Torrent! You're mine!
Here's another.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Lightning descent. Thunderblade. Don't mind if I do.
This should do it!
Dance in the wind.
One's all mine!
Air thrust. Hit. One more. Blah blah blah. Magic.
Strike!
Feel.
It's over! Be still!
Lightning orb. I can't feel anything.
Stay away from my friend!
A new lease
More?
on life. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation. Here
You're mine! It's over!
Burning strike.
Be still!
Sleep now. Here I go. This will come in handy.
You're mine! You're finished! Strike!
Let's go.
Sword Rain Alpha! We got him on the run!
Don't get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight.
Feel. This'll ready to go. This one's mine. I'll bring you back from death's I'll bring you back from death's abyss. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Dance in the wind. Resuscitation. Lightning. Go down.
Not done yet!
Here goes. Watch and weep. I'll be saving this.
Take this!
Healing art. Hit. First aid.
Slash!
Mega ray. Light astral energy. There.
This is
Mega ray. Here, let me help. I can't
we
hold
don't
on
wanna
much longer.
die.
Dreams.
You're finished!
There. One more. Mega ray. Dance in the
Here I
wind.
come!
Here, let me help.
Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm on a roll. Hear me. Flame of fury.
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
They're not. built for close quarters combat. Nor am I. Don't worry, I'll help you keep a wide berth.
Sword Lane Alpha!
Take it! Let the marksman handle this!
Nicely done, Shion.
You're slack. Step it up!
Yeah, you got it.
Reload! Shield!
This should do it.
You all touched it's over! Lightning! Downfall! I'm out of ammo! My astral energy! Here's a healing arc!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember? Reinforce.
Here I come! You're finished! Sword Lane Alpha! You picked the wrong fight! Swallow Blade! Sword Lane Alpha!
You are in tip-top shape.
Soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no? These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more...
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
No! Can't end here!
Where are you going? Raging Cascade! I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation!
Not done yet!
Searing flame! Reload! So weak.
Quit pushing yourself and get behind us!
Overcome. I'll be right as rain in no time.
Here I come! It's over! We did it! Sword Lane Alpha! Take this! You're finished! Sword Lane Alpha! You're mine! Slash! Swallow Blade!
Oh, this motherfucker is difficult.
I wasn't expecting something so big!
They want to make sure we don't leave. Then we'll just have to beat it. For everyone's sake. Go for the weak.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I might actually stop playing this shit because this is not even so much difficult. It's just like, first of all, you give super bosses, you give bosses super armor, meaning breaking this shit is an impossibility. Unless like a certain event you get their health down. They're just tanky to the point where you have to grind the game to the point where you're broken. Like, I'm not gonna say I don't have time for that, because I do. The problem that I have is that does not make a fucking game difficult for the sake of being difficult. A game like Dark Souls, you have to figure out how the game works to beat the boss. This is literally just grind heavy until you can do enough damage to actually defeat the thing. Like, that's not... I don't even want to say it's not difficult, but it's just... it's grind heavy difficult. That's not good game mechanic. It's not. That's more like MMO type of difficult. You know what I mean? Like, that's not good game design at all. Like, it's really not. And it pretty much clears the way from what they had from before, and not in a good way. This, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this should not be this fucking difficult. Like it's like a unfair type of difficulty, to the point where I literally have to, like, the last boss I fought, not the whatchamacallit, but the boss after that, literally I had to just grind for about a good hour just to get strong enough to beat a boss. That's not fun. Like, there's no fun factor to that at all. You literally turned a single player game into a fucking MMO. That shit's not cool, man. I can't. I'm really gonna have to take back what I said about this shit, because this shit is frustrating, if anything else. You know, at least with like the earlier Tales games, you know, your attacks had some fucking weight to it. Granted, yes, in earlier Tales games you had this thing called super armor, but it wasn't fucking hard to get past it. All you had to do was legit, like it wasn't even super armor. Literally, if you hit them a couple of times, like what I'm having right now, should not be in the beginning of the fucking game. Like, and before y'all go saying that I'm fucking complaining and shit like that, I got this motherfucker on normal now. It's not on hard mode anymore. I could see if this was if I had it on hard mode and it was difficult, okay, bring it down to normal, kill it, and call it a fucking day. But I have this shit on normal and I'm still dying to this nigga. Like, it's that unfair difficulty just because the boss has super armor. And then you give me the miniature enemies, which can all spam water torrent or whatever the fuck that shit is, and it hits 3 times in a row. And you spam 4 of them motherfuckers and they all do that shit in the same at the same time, you're gonna lose a fucking character. I don't see I don't see where Namco Bandai went proper with this game. I really don't, because this shit is frustrating. Like, it's up to the point where there's no mechanic. Like, it's not something that you have to, you gotta figure out the boss patterns and shit like that. You know, I'm losing simply because the enemy is cheap. You get what I mean? That's what I'm losing to. I'm losing to cheapness. It doesn't feel like a fair loss, you know, where I can learn from it. It's literally just, despite you being the same, you could be the same level as the fucking boss, but the boss has super armor, ain't shit you can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand if I level up and I can stagger the boss. You can't stagger the boss. That is my biggest fucking gripe with this game, is that you can't stagger the boss. You really can't even stagger the regular enemies all too much. What is the point in that? That's my rant with this shit, yo. I honestly, I might play this. I might just cancel this Let's Play, because this shit's starting to piss me off. Or I might do like a hard save and do a separate whatchamacallit through this game, and then restart on a higher on a new game plus or some shit, because this shit's not fucking worth it. I'm gonna be real with you. This is one Tales game that I cannot recommend whatso fucking ever. If the story's fine, I don't mind the story, but the fucking gameplay is so broken to the point where, like, I can see, okay, you can have it to where, let's say if you use like the weakness against the enemy, it'll stagger it more. Yeah, with regular enemies, you get more of a stagger with them. Fine. But with bosses, because you can't stagger these motherfuckers, they can spam their moves. That's stupid to me. Like, that does not make logical sense. Like, I know it sounds like I'm bitching out and just saying, you just need to get good at the game. What's there to get good at? Please, somebody tell me what's there to get good at. I would love to know, because I'm not seeing where I can logically beat this guy. And it's up to the point where I'm frustrated and I don't want to play this shit anymore. And this normally has never happened to me with a Tales game. I've normally just played through and called it a fucking day. But this is one game I may have to put on the shelf simply because it's a mess. Like, this is a mess to me. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But this needs to be fixed. Like, I'm not saying to make it easy. By no means am I saying to make it easy. But make it fucking playable on normal. If I have to put this motherfucker on story mode, I will quit playing this fucking game. And I will literally just play this on my leisure time at this point. Like, because at this point in time, it's not even... Like, before some motherfucker... Because I did have a heated... Not a heated debate, but... I do agree with never putting an easy mode in a game that's required to be difficult. I agree with that. I agree with not putting an easy mode in those type of games because the level design and the way the bosses operate, meaning their AI, the way they operate, the way they move, and the type of sequence you have to actually figure out is what makes the bosses difficult. You can still stagger these motherfuckers, but that's what makes the bosses difficult, is the actual thought process of what you have to do in order to defeat the boss. When you have a boss that's just difficult for the sake of being, not even for the sake of being difficult, but difficult, like grind heavy difficulty, that's not proper. Maybe it's just me, but that's not proper gameplay in my eyes. Never will be. That's not proper gameplay, because at that point in time, you're telling me, oh, I just need to grind. Who wants to do that? It's one of the reasons why I don't really fuck with MMOs like that. I mean, I do for a side hustle or whatever. Not side hustle, but playing it on the side or whatever. But, like, that's not a game type that I play often due to it being grind heavy. It's almost to the point that, and not to mention, how is it that this is the only game that I've played to where you legitimately can't buy orange gels? Why? Why can't I buy them shits? Why can't I buy orange gels? I don't even care that they took out the ability to get farm gold from enemies. I always thought that was a stupid idea in the first fucking place. Experience is fine, but farming gold off of enemies made logically no sense. So I understood taking that shit out. But at the same time, you took out buying orange gels. I don't know when you're gonna be able to buy them shits. Who knows? Then you raise the prices of fucking life bottles to 1,000. I don't recall them shits costing more than 500. Maybe I'm tripping. But I seem to recall in Tales of Vesperia where them shits was 500 gold. Maybe I'm tripping. I might be bugging. There was one time where it did cost 1,000 gold though, but that was part of the actual story element. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to continue with this game, yo. Because this is visibly frustrating. Yes, I know I'm level 15. I'm not an idiot. I'm well aware of that. But if I'm using all of the game mechanics the way they're supposed to be used and I'm still losing, that is a problem. Because at that point in time, the game mechanics don't matter. Bitch, you got to level up. That's all it is to it. Those type of games, I can't. There's no skill behind it. Take a game like Pokemon. The reason why I'm getting bored with that series is because all it takes really in Pokemon to beat the main story is literally leveling up your minds. I know it sounds stupid coming from me, but that is a fact remaining, that all you have to do is level up your minds. Now, yeah, when you're playing online, there's technicalities to that shit. You know, there's strategies to that shit. By all means, I'm not doubting the gameplay mechanics of Pokemon online. But when it comes to the fucking story elements of that game, I'm sorry to say this, it's bare bones as fuck. It's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Arceus. But getting off on a tangent, this shit needs to be fixed. Otherwise, I might put this game on hold. Till next time, yo.